There is a reason it's so hard to save money in 2026, and it's not because you're bad with money or lack discipline. It's because the entire world around you has been engineered deliberately and successfully to make you want things right now. Your phone, your feed, every app on your screen, all of them are designed to give you a tiny shot of reward the moment you interact with them. Buy now, click here, watch this. The gratification is instant. The cost, financial and otherwise, is deferred. Today, we're going to talk about how that system works, why it is directly at war with your financial future, and, most importantly, the one mindset shift that puts you back in control of it. Here's the biology behind it. Your brain has two competing systems. One is the part that thinks long-term, that weighs decisions, considers consequences, and plans for the future. The other is the part that responds to immediate reward, the part that lights up when something feels good right now. In most of human history, those two systems worked in reasonable balance. But in this generation, the immediate reward system is being fed constantly. Every scroll, every notification, every one-click purchase sends a signal to your brain that says, "This felt good, do it again, do it faster." And the more you feed that system, the louder it gets, until the long-term thinking part, the part that should be running your financial decisions, gets consistently overruled by the part that just wants the thing right now. This is why most people buy things they didn't plan to buy, why savings feel boring, why waiting feels genuinely painful in a way that older generations simply didn't experience at the same intensity. Every time you choose now over later, you're not just spending money, you are spending time. Because money, when it is invested and left alone, turns into more money over time. When you spend it now, you don't just lose the amount, you lose everything it would have become. So what's the alternative? It starts with a simple but powerful idea. Most people are impatient, and in financial markets, in life, in building wealth, the patient person almost always wins. Not because they're smarter, not because they work harder, but because they are willing to wait when everyone else is not. Think about it this way. When everyone is rushing to buy something, the price goes up. When everyone is panicking and selling, the price goes down. The person who can stay calm, stay patient, and act in the opposite direction of the crowd, that person consistently ends up on the right side of the equation. This is what some people call exploiting the impatience of the market. It sounds complicated, it isn't. It simply means the fact that most people want results immediately creates opportunities for the person willing to wait. The asset everyone is desperate to sell because it hasn't moved in 2 years, the patient person buys it. The skill nobody wants to learn because it takes 6 months to pay off, the patient person builds it. The habit that feels pointless in month 1, the patient person keeps it. But patience alone is not enough. Most people look at money and see what it can buy right now. The wealthy look at money and see what it will produce in the future. They are looking at time. That shift from "what can I get" to "what will this become" is the difference between spending and building. It's the difference between owning things and owning a future. And it doesn't require wealth to start practicing. Now let's talk about the engine that makes delayed gratification worth it. Because the reason patience builds wealth isn't just philosophical, it's mathematical, and the numbers are genuinely surprising. When money is invested and left to grow in an index fund, in dividend-paying assets, in anything that earns a return, it doesn't grow in a straight line. It curves. The longer it's left alone, the faster it grows. Here is the counterintuitive reality. The last 10 years of a 30-year investment period will almost always produce more wealth than the first 20 years combined. Not because anything magical happens at the end, but because by then, the money is earning on top of decades of previous earnings. This is compounding, and it is the closest thing to a financial superpower that exists for ordinary people. But here is the problem. Compounding requires one thing above all else: time. And time requires patience, which brings us back to the trap we started with. Because while your money is growing quietly in the background, in an account you can't see changing day to day, the world is showing you things that look like wealth, things you can see, touch, show other people, things that feel real because they're immediate. The final behavioral warning, and perhaps the most important, most people who start investing stop too early because they couldn't feel it working. The early years of compounding are slow. The numbers move so gradually that it feels like nothing is happening, and so people pull the money out, spend it, redirect it. 3 things to carry with you. First, the pull toward instant gratification is not a personal weakness, it is an engineered system working exactly as designed. Understanding it doesn't make you immune to it, but it does make you conscious of it. Second, patience is not the absence of action, it is the most strategic action available. Every time you choose to wait when the world is rushing, to invest when others are spending, to hold when others are selling, to build when others are consuming, you are doing something most people cannot bring themselves to do. That is a genuine advantage. And third, the engine of compounding is real. It works, but it only works for people who leave it alone long enough to reach the part where it becomes extraordinary. Delayed gratification is not about suffering now so you can celebrate later. It's about understanding that what you're building is more powerful than anything you could buy today. Subscribe for the next video. Share this one if it changed how you're thinking about where your money goes.